Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where last episode we had this awkward situation. We had no way to get to these locations to prevent them from breaking away. It was not possible to do. So we're going to have to reconquer these, and by and large that should be fairly quick. So we're going to hop over here. This is all kingdom tier here, right? Yeah, this is a kingdom tier realm, and we're truced with the kingdom tier realms at this moment. So some of these we can go through and conquer back very easily. Some of them we're going to have to take a little bit of extra time. This is a kingdom tier here. Yeah, we're truced with all of the kingdom tier realms, but the non-kingdom tier realms we can handle. So we're going to go through and get the non-kingdom tier realms first. That, of course, means that we're going to raise up down over here. We'll raise all of our men-at-arms. They should arrive in 23 days, apparently. We're going to just raise men-at-arms for the time being. So we're going to hop in over here. And we should be able to take these back nice and quickly. And from here, we're just going to have to go through. Tula is going to need to be taken. So, yeah, we can just make our way around this way. That's a county tier realm there. We'll just have to conquer these back. And it'll be a little bit of time, but it's not the end of the world. We've got lots of time. Well, some time. We have some time. Put it on the celebration pier. Okay. We do have a dangerous faction here. I'm not sure how real this is. It's fake. Okay. Noted. So we have a fake faction here. This war's over, so we're going to enforce our demands. Wonderful. And we're going to wander on over here. We'll arrive there in 56 days. And that's fine. Sure, show in this guy and his ridiculous amounts of gold. Cool. So yeah, I really believe that there was absolutely no way that we could have prevented that from happening. I don't think it was possible. They got crazy amounts of war score from their sieges, like 10% per siege, and they were so spread out that I just don't think we could have. But that's okay. We're going to be doing de jure claims on basically everything here. So in we go. And we'll have all of these taken care of relatively quickly, right? We may want to actually just do one war, like one raise per location that we're attacking. They're pretty spread out, right? That's the main problem here. Okay, we did not end the war from that. We'll have to come up here and siege. We're at 80% right now. Mildly unfortunate. But that siege will be done in just 15 days. So that's not the end of the world. That's fine. And eventually our truces with the kings are going to run out. So we're going to enforce those demands and disband those troops. Phenomenal. And we can attack this guy eventually, but we are truced currently. Tula is the next target here. We're going to seize all de jure lands, and we're going to seize all de jure lands for basically every single one of these, right? We have de jure claims on pretty much everyone here. So we can attack these two. They're relatively close together, and so we can raise up over here. We'll raise our men-at-arms, and they'll head on in. Wonderful. Yeah, this is the only war that she's in, so that's fine. We're going to look to conquer all of these back. I think something just reintegrated over here. Yes. I don't want to revoke title. I want to grant a vassal over here. This guy just reintegrated, so that's absolutely wonderful. We're very pleased about that. I wonder if any of these would we can grant vassals to rightful liege. We should definitely do that wherever we can. So that's all fine. We can create it, or rather usurp a kingdom as well. So we would be very pleased to do that. We can't usurp the primary title of someone fighting a war. Okay. So for now, we can't do that. But we can definitely get some of that cleaned up. That's good that they decided to rejoin. And we'll see how quickly we can get this all conquered back. Holy Warrior. Sounds good. So inward we go here as soon as our troops are raised. There they are. Cool. Lots of court artifacts being destroyed. We don't really care too much about that. This should end the war, right? Yes, indeed. Game is frozen. Oh, we're hearing a strange noise. Okay, so we're going to enforce our demands. We, of course, have a surprise birthday party coming. We'll take the big one. We got a sword. Cool. We're going to wander up over here. It'll take us 3 months to get there. That's not amazing, but it's fine, I guess. And yeah, just in general, there's a lot of little places to attack here, right? We would not accept vassalage. It's mostly just going to be because they're of different faiths. But we can get this conquered back relatively quickly, I think. So that'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, these guys are all going to be Orthodox, and we know that. We can grant vassals to rightful lieges, and we're going to continue to do that. I think some of these are being offered vassalage from their rightful lieges. You can pass those on over. There you go. Cool. Yeah, I think some of these are trickling back into the realm. This is gone now. Yeah, they're definitely coming back in. Beautiful. So that's absolutely wonderful. We are going to enforce these demands and disband our troops. There we go. Things are definitely looking a lot better than they were just a couple of minutes ago. No doubt about that. We're going to do a de jure claim here and a de jure claim here. Are we going to do any others? It's going to be a long walk over to here, but maybe we should. So a de jure claim here. And then we can do, like, all of these at once. That's a lot of them, but it should be fine. And then, hopefully by the time we're done with that, our truces with these kingdoms will be done, and we'll be able to get them back under control. That would be the idea. Okay, so we're going to raise up some forces here, and of course we might have these guys trickling back into the realm between now and then. We are their de jure liege. A crusade for Lotharingia? That's mildly rude. Okay. Well, we're going to push our way through here. We have 16 months until the crusade for Lotharingia. Yeah. They are, super weak. There's not that many Catholics left that aren't controlled by us, right? Oh, they're actually heading back into their capital. That's perfect. I was mildly annoyed that they were going to siege over here, but no, this is great. We're very happy that they're going back into their capital. So we're going to catch them there. That's a free 50% war score. Beautiful. And this war is just instantly over. So there we go. Excellent. And we are, of course, going to head on over to here. Although I'd like to swing by there first. We'll arrive there in 7 months. We're not going to get there in time to end that siege, though. It's quite a walk. No doubt about that. So I think we have more of these guys potentially moving into our territory. We can transfer this guy over, and we definitely want to do that. Can we actually usurp this kingdom yet? No, they're currently fighting a war. What is this war? An invasion? Okay. Wait, who is this? The Baku Emirate. This is our vassal. Okay, beautiful. So our vassal's already attacking over here and winning. We're very happy about that one. We're going to make our way on in over here. We'll probably want to take this territory back. And we do need to get a spy master going here. There we go. And this demand artifact will decline. Now, I'm going to send some mercenaries out to deal with this, because we're going to want to handle the Crusade. The Crusade is not a huge threat, but we're going to want to handle the Crusade. We're going to hire the Host of the Nile here, and they're just going to wander in and slow siege this. So that'll be absolutely fine. This is going to be in 12 months. We should be able to get this war over by then, for sure. So that'll be good. What do they have at this point? 140,000? That's very small potatoes. We have over 1 million right now. So that's definitely a thing. Okay, we actually captured this guy from the war. Or rather, from the battle. We did not get that siege done already, but we captured him during the battle. And so we don't need these mercs here. They'll take up to 3 years to return home. Okay, we don't actually care about the mercs, though. They've already served their purpose. So that's fine. No issue there. We can grant more vassals over to rightful lieges. I think this is more vassals, more wayward vassals coming in. I think. This is definitely more under control. So that's great. We're still on our way over here. There's someone attempting to murder someone else. That's very rude of them. A claim on Tongren. Also very rude. So this crusade is going to launch in 10 months. We'll be here in 3. Okay. We decline this artifact demand. Okay. So some of these guys out over here we might be able to offer vassalage to, but that differing faith is going to be problematic. So we're probably just going to have to declare on all of them, and that's probably going to have to wait until after the crusade. The Pope probably looks at this and thinks that we're weak, but we're actually stronger than we've ever been in the past. So there is that. We should consider dropping our strategy focus, though, and going to wealth focus when we can, which is in 6 months. Okay. Well, not wealth focus, stewardship focus, because we want to have our domain limit brought up. Although we did just increase our stewardship by 1 from graceful aging, so that actually got us what we needed. We can stay in the military tree now, then. Beautiful. So that's absolutely wonderful. We're going to cap this back, and we're going to hop on in over here and eliminate these guys. That'll be 50 war score. Looks great. There we go. And we'll hop down over here, take their capital, and we'll be out of this war in time for the crusade. Looks good. Sure, show in this guy and his gifts. Okay, so this war is over, and we will enforce those demands and disband our troops. Let's take a look to see if we've got any rightful vassals to move over. We do. We have 2 more. Wonderful. And we can't usurp that kingdom just yet, but that's okay. I really think these guys are trickling into the realm. I think there's fewer of them now. Kind of hard to tell, though. But right now, we need to defend Lotharingia. So that's, of course, going to be off over here. And we're not going to have a problem with that. We've got 1.2 million men right now that we can throw into this. Yeah. This is not going to go well for the Pope. That's for sure. So all of this over here, we are going to conquer back, but I do want to wait until after we're done with the Pope. We're also going to conquer back this stuff over here. I'm wondering, how much is this guy actually taking? Invasion of the Despotate of Bulgaria. So he's taking, like, this portion over here. Okay. That's fine. We'll have to conquer back the kingdoms as well, but that isn't a big deal. Yeah, I don't actually care about all of these. There's a lot of ransoms. You know what? Maybe we should just ransom people. We do have a lot of vassals imprisoned, though. I think we're just going to ignore ransoms. It's going to be up here a lot. We don't care about the cash, though. We really don't care about the cash. So the crusade is going to launch in a few months. We can preemptively raise somewhere over here. And we're going to do exactly that. We're going to raise all of our forces here. And it's going to be mildly insane. And as soon as this breaks out, we're going to invade Rome. Just instantly. So we're going to raise up not actually all of our forces. I'm just going to keep raising here until our men-at-arms arrive. Which will be eventually. There they are. Okay, so we have about 625,000 here. We can always raise more if we need them, but I really don't think we do. So we're going to embark over here. This is going to launch in 25 days, and we're going to be basically exactly in position to take over Rome. So that's great. From there, we'll sail up to Lotharingia and just go on the defensive up there and look to stack wipe them a bunch of times. Sounds good. So that war has been declared, and surprise, Pope! We are already here with our forces ready to go. He is not okay with this. So, I want to split off our siege force here. That'll do. And we'll send these 600,000, like, up over here. And we're going to, of course, go sack Rome. Perfect. Yeah. So that's a stack wipe. I don't suppose we can catch this force. That would be insane if we could. Not exactly sure what their plan is, so actually, with them doubling back like this, we do catch them. Wonderful. So we find ourselves at 37% war score. Now 50%, just from taking Rome. We're stack wiping this over here. We're now a celebrity, apparently. So with the Roman forces stack wiped, we're at 58%, and now we should make our way on up over here. That is a terrible path, to be honest. I want to embark and sail around. Cool. So we'll do that. We do have an available perk here. We'll grab Organized March to boost up our army movement speed while we're doing this. That'll be fine. And I'm wondering... These guys are probably going to get there first. Okay, why don't you just embark and then sail up over to here. That'll do. We'll arrive here in 7 months. That should be fine. They are going to get some gains over here, but we don't actually care. So that looks good. And let's sail our way around. With Rome sacked, this is all looking great. Naturally, we'll have to deal with these armies, but that's fine. They're not actually sieging anything right now, which is remarkable. So we'll be sailing in here shortly. We have some allied forces over here, but they're not going to be very effective. They are actually doing some sieging now. So good for them. Good for them. Where are our forces at? Okay, we're currently going through the Strait of Gibraltar. It'll be a little bit before we arrive up here. That's fine. No concerns. No concerns. We are at our max occupation for occupying Rome. But what we can do is we can come up here and fight them. And that's exactly the plan right now. So in we come. Eventually. Eventually. When are we going to arrive here? The answer is only about 35 days. Okay, cool. So we're going to hop on over, and where is our siege force? There it is. I want them to immediately make their way over to, like, here. Beautiful. So that looks good. And here we come. We're just going to immediately disembark here and start running at them. We can raise more forces if we want to. We can raise twice as much as this if we want to. This is half of our force, remember. Which is mildly insane. Yes, it is mildly insane. But in we go, and we're going to do some battling here. We're going to lose some battles down this direction because of our allies, which is very sad. But we're also going to win some battles, and we're going to start taking back these sieges. Wonderful. I think we may actually need to raise additional forces. What are their numbers? Okay, we probably don't. This is actually very close to their maximum troop count. They're pretty much all here. So I don't think we actually need to raise more troops, but I'll do it just to be safe. Okay, so we just got Saint. From here, we'd like to walk down this direction and catch who we can. They're walking into our siege force here, and we're not going to get away from them, sadly. I'm not sure if they're going to stack wipe this or not. They did. That's fine. It's not actually the end of the world. So we're going to continue to win these battles, and we're going to raise our men-at-arms here once we can. And we'll raise enough to replenish our siege force. It's not actually a concern. All we have to do is continue to win these battles. That is the entire strategy here. Our allies can win back some of these sieges. For the time being, all we got to do is win battles. And we've got more than enough here. Okay, let's go start up like a slow siege over here somewhere. That'll do for now. We're still making money, by the way, with all of these forces raised, which is definitely insane. Okay, I wouldn't mind making our way down over this direction. That guy left the war as he was walking into us? Okay, that's awkward. Cool. So they are continuing to occupy locations. They can get another 100% from that, which actually means that it's no longer possible for them to win this war. That is what that means. So we're going to walk down this direction, continue to find ourselves people to fight. Stacks to wipe. Beautiful. And we're going to head down this direction. We'll stack wipe this as well. That's all looking great. We're at 60% Battle War score right now. And we're just waiting for these men-at-arms to show back up. Have they actually shown up, though? Or are they actually on the way, though? They are. Okay. Noted. So that's fine. They'll arrive there eventually. Unless they get stack wiped by these guys, I suppose. But that's fine. That is completely okay. They're just continuing to pile in down here hilariously. Okay. So that's all looking good. We, of course, need to continue to head up over this direction here. Oh, we're fighting somebody. Okay. Sure. So this is all looking reasonably good. We need to continue to kick them out of here. Have they taken back Rome? Oh, they took back Rome. That was a lot of it then. Actually, Rome was annexed. Interesting. The Pope is no longer landed. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So for the time being, I do want to head up over this direction and see about dealing with some of these little stacks. Stack wiping them would be great. And of course, we're getting some of these sieges back, which is fine. We're going to continue to fight these guys. We can go up to 150 from Battle War score, I believe. And yeah, they're going to stack wipe this, but there wasn't actually anything there, so that is not actually relevant in any meaningful way. And let's just continue to eliminate these pesky Crusaders. So now let's start up a slow siege out over this direction, and I do want to drop a rally point out over here. We'll raise our men-at-arms there. Cool. This should stack wipe, and indeed it does. All of that should stack wipe, in fact. So that looks good. And we're going to head back over this way. We're continuing to do battle with them. They're down to 300,000 total troops. So that sounds great. And let's see if we can chase down some of these additional forces. And it does look like we're going to get some. Perfect. Sadly, our bombards aren't here yet. Once they are here, things will definitely start to turn in our favor. We're at minus 43 from occupation at this moment. And we can definitely turn that right on around. Let's come back over this direction and see about dealing with this force. Beautiful. We're going to cut off behind them here. Cutting off this 8K stack. And yeah, they're sieging right here. This is completely fine. We don't care about that. We're going to go eliminate them real quick. How are we doing on those men-at-arms? 3 months out. Okay. So that seems fine. We're just continuing to look to stack wipe them. They've got all these tiny little stacks running around here. I'm going to let these guys lock in, and then we're going to go stack wipe that. We're up to 92% from battles. We do see larger stacks coming in up here. Okay. For the time being, that's reasonably fine. That's not within the war goal. So let's park up over here for the time being. We'll take attrition, yes. Okay, we've got 220 of our siege weapons here. Unfortunately, we can't split off any more. Now we've got 440. And we're just waiting on the others. They're coming this direction. I would love to go fight them. Okay, we're going to let them lock in here. They're going to be spread out. This is saying that we might lose this. I'm going to send some reinforcements. I don't necessarily believe that we're going to lose it, but we're going to send some reinforcements on over. And we're going to hop up here as soon as we can. There we go. Now, we are actually losing that currently. We stack wipe this, though, and our reinforcements are going to head in. We have lots of allies on the way. I don't think we're actually going to lose that. There we go. And we need to siege here. Perfect. We are currently still losing this. Our allies are just chilling here for no reason. If they moved in, we would win this. Easily. I don't know why they're not. But whatever. It doesn't actually matter. We'll just continue to raise forces. This is fine. And we'll just head on down here. And I guess we'll retreat here. Okay. So we're not going to retreat too far away, right? This is completely fine. We'll group together over this way. Our allies hung us out to dry there, which was very rude of them. But whatever. I'm not going to select this army, so we're going to group the rest of these together, and we're going to look to go give battle again. This will be much more favorable for us now. Yeah, we're only catching a 4K stack here. That's perfect. Wow, that battle was worth so much war score? Okay. That's insane how much how much war score that battle was worth. They got 65 war score from that one battle. Nuts. Well, we're going to attack here. And we will win this. We should have won the previous one, but our ally just didn't bother to show up. So we'll kick them on out of here. No problem whatsoever. And we'll kick these guys out as well. I'm going to separate out our siege force again. We can't do that while moving, though. So we're going to separate out bombards, and this time I'm going to make this a rather larger siege force. We're going to go for something along the lines of 70,000. That'll be fine. And they're going to wander on over this direction. We'll give them a siege commander, which is in here somewhere. Here, we'll pay to recruit this guy. That's fine. Okay. Now, the rest of our forces, of course, are going to look to attack up over here and get that stack wiped. Wonderful. I was hoping to have the things that we lost last episode conquered back by the end of this episode, but unfortunately, due to this crusade, that's not going to be a thing, it looks like. So, yeah, that's absolutely fine. We're going to group these guys together for the time being. We're taking heavy attrition there, of course, but that's to be expected. We're going to hop back over this way. We should actually move back a bit. We're 31% war score right now. 124 from battles. Okay. So we're going to move up and attack these guys here. We should easily win that. That'll stack wipe. They had forces thinking about moving in here. We're going to move in over this direction and look to attack them there. Beautiful. Our allies are actually coming in to help us, so that's nice. So we can't enforce demands as of this point, but we're about to get ticking war score on our side. They have no occupations down this direction. Beautiful. We're at 70% war score at this juncture. Actually, no, we'll back off. We'll definitely back off for a moment. We're at 71 right now. We're at 145 from battles. But now we have ticking war score on our side. So that's a very good thing. We should probably consider splitting these guys up a bit and resupplying while we can. So that would end up being, you know, something along the lines of this. These guys did not get moving. Okay. So we'll continue to spread out a bit. We really don't have the capability of doing this, do we? There's just, like, nothing over here that we can do. Okay. That's fine. So we're going to group these guys back together, and we're going to look to fight them down over here then. We're at 145 from battle war score right now, so we're only going to get 5 additional war score, unfortunately. This is our territory? Okay, we're going to have to attack, like, here. Cool. So that's a stack wipe for sure. Beautiful. Any moment now, we'll get those all stack wiped. That took a bit. And we're going to have to hop over this direction and look to give some battle there. We're 85% war score right now. Oh, actually, we're able to go beyond 150 from battles. Interesting. That's very interesting, actually. We're at 153 from battles now. This siege is over. So I would like to go attack down over here. What do they have for troop count? 261,000? Yeah, this is fine. So we're going to eliminate these areas, of course. They did finish that siege, unfortunately, but we're going to continue to push our way down here and look to fight them. So that means that our ticking war score is gone for the moment. That's sad. But we can get it back in theory. So we can continue to siege our way down this way. They're piling in over here. They're all going to stack wipe at this rate. We can move back up this direction. And we find ourselves back at 81% war score here. Wonderful. So I want to continue to push our way up this way for now. I want these guys to come over here and take back this territory. That is utmost priority. We're 88% war score at this moment, and we're catching this small force. There's a bunch of tiny little forces running around, right? Like a whole lot of them. We're going to have these guys walk into us, no problem, and we'll stack wipe that. And let's head on over this direction and look to stack wipe some of these forces. We're taking back this territory. This could end the war, right? Yes, it will. Beautiful. Okay, that was very awkward, no doubt about it. But there's that crusade dealt with, at long last. So we got that handled. Now we need to eliminate the remainder of these, and there's definitely fewer of these at this point. No doubt about that. We can grant vassals over to rightful lieges, and so we shall. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to take back what territories we need to, which is actually not that many. We've got like 2 over here, 3 here, and like 3 up here. That's going to be super easy. No big deal. Definitely happening next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.